Sue Bird just dropped a bombshell in the WNBA Rookie of the Year race. The legend says Caitlin Clark's got it locked up. But wait, Cheryl Reeve's not having it. What's got everyone so fired up? Let's break it down. Sue Bird didn't hold back when she declared, "I have Caitlin as the Rookie of the Year. I don't do the stat comparisons, I just do the eye test, and to me, Caitlin Clark is Rookie of the Year." This bold statement from a WNBA icon sent shockwaves through the league. When Sue Bird talks, people listen. The eye test versus statistics. It's the classic sports debate that's got everyone talking in the WNBA. Sue Bird's backing Caitlin Clark based on what she sees on the court, but others are all about the numbers. So what's this eye test all about, and why is Bird so convinced? In sports, the eye test is all about watching a player and judging their impact beyond just the stats. It's about those moments that make you sit up and take notice, the plays that don't always show up in the box score. For Bird, Clark's got that special something that jumps off the screen, but let's not ignore the numbers, because Clark's stats are pretty eye-popping too. She's leading all rookies in points, assists, steals, and shooting percentages. We're talking 17.1 points and 8.2 assists per game. That's not just good for a rookie. That's all-star level production right out of the gate. Clark's on-court presence is something else. She's got that confidence, that swagger that makes everyone around her play better. You can see it in the way she controls the game, how she makes pinpoint passes, and how she's not afraid to take big shots in clutch moments. It's like she's been in the league for years, not months. But here's where it gets interesting. Angel Reese is putting up some monster numbers of her own, especially in the rebounding department. She's pulling down 11.9 boards a game, which is huge for a rookie. This is where the debate really heats up. Some analysts and players are all in on Clark's all-around game, while others can't ignore Reese's dominance on the glass. This divide is causing some serious tension in WNBA circles. You've got legends like Sue Bird on one side saying the eye test is enough to crown Clark. On the other, you've got stat heads pointing to Reese's rebounding numbers as proof she deserves the trophy. It's not just about who's better, it's about how we judge talent in basketball. The debate's got everyone picking sides. Some say Clark's impact goes beyond the box score, changing the way teams have to defend and opening up the floor for her teammates. Others argue that Reese's rebounding is a game changer, giving her team extra possessions and dominating the paint. What's really fascinating is how opinions are changing as the season goes on. Take Lexi Brown, for example. She wasn't sold on Clark at first, but after facing her on the court, she did a complete 180. Brown straight up said, no, she's the Rookie of the Year. That's the power of the eye test right there. Sometimes you just have to see it to believe it. This whole situation is shining a light on how we evaluate talent in sports. Is it all about the numbers, or is there something to be said for that intangible quality some players have? Clark's got people questioning whether traditional stats tell the whole story, especially in a game as fluid and team-oriented as basketball. The debate's also raising questions about what we value most in a rookie. Is it pure statistical output, leadership, the ability to elevate a team, or is it about who's making the biggest splash and bringing new fans to the game? Clark and Reese are both doing that in their own ways, which is why this race is so tight. As the season progresses, this showdown is only going to get more intense. Every game, every play, every stat line is going to be scrutinized. Fans, analysts, and players alike are going to be watching these two rookies like hawks, looking for any edge in the Rookie of the Year race. The media's been buzzing about the WNBA Rookie of the Year race, painting it as a neck-and-neck battle. But Sue Bird's not buying it. She's calling out the media hype, saying it's creating a false narrative about how close this race really is. Bird didn't mince words when she criticized the media's portrayal of the ROTY race. She argues that the perception of a tight contest is more about generating headlines than reflecting the reality on the court. In her view, the media's been stirring up drama where there isn't any. But why is Bird so confident about Clark's lead? It's all about consistency. While the media spotlight has bounced between rookies throughout the season, Clark's performances have been steadily impressive. She's not just having good games, she's stringing together a remarkable season that's hard to ignore. Think about it like this. Every time Clark steps on the court, she's making waves. Whether it's her pinpoint passing, clutch shooting, or court vision, she's consistently delivering performances that make people sit up and take notice. It's not just about one or two standout games, it's about maintaining that high level night after night. The media narrative has been a roller coaster ride this season. At the start, all eyes were on Angel Reese, fresh off her college success. Then Clark burst onto the scene, and suddenly the conversation shifted. As the season progressed, we've seen the focus bounce back and forth, often based on who had the most recent standout game. But here's the thing. While the media's been flip-flopping, Clark's been quietly building an impressive body of work. She's not just leading rookies in points and assists, she's doing it with a consistency that's rare for a first-year player. Even on nights when she's not scoring big, she's finding ways to impact the game. Take Clark's game against the Chicago Sky. She put up 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's not just good for a rookie, that's all-star level production, and it's not an isolated incident. Clark's been putting up numbers like this regularly, outshining not just her fellow rookies, but many seasoned veterans too. This consistent excellence is what's caught Sue Bird's eye. She's seen plenty of talented rookies come and go in her long WNBA career, but Clark's impact is something special. It's not just about the stats, it's about how she's changing the game every time she steps on the court. Bird's not alone in her assessment. Remember Lexi Brown? She started the season skeptical about Clark's height, but after facing her on the court, Brown did a complete 180. She admitted, no, she's the rookie of the year. That's the power of seeing Clark in action. It's changing minds and challenging preconceptions. Now here's where Bird drops a bombshell. She states that the only way this ROTY race changes is if Clark seriously underperforms or if Reese has an exceptional second half of the season. That's a pretty bold statement, and it underlines just how significant the gap is between Clark and the rest of the rookie field right now. This isn't to say that Reese isn't having a great season. She is. Her rebounding numbers are off the charts, and she's making a big impact for her team. But in Bird's eyes, and in the eyes of many others watching closely, Clark's overall impact on the game is just on another level. Caitlin Clark's rookie season in the WNBA isn't just about impressive stats and highlight reel plays. It's about carrying the weight of an entire league's expectations. Sue Bird, who knows a thing or two about pressure, put it bluntly. Sometimes it feels like the weight of the WNBA is on her shoulders. That's a lot for any rookie to handle, but Clark isn't just any rookie. From the moment she stepped onto a WNBA court, Clark has been in the spotlight. Fans, media, and fellow players are watching her every move. It's not just about living up to the hype from her college career. It's about proving she can be the face of the league, a role model for young players, and a game changer for women's basketball as a whole. But here's the thing, Clark isn't just handling the pressure, she's thriving under it. Her long-distance shooting has become must-see TV, changing how people view women's basketball. Sue Bird nailed it when she said, Caitlin in particular, her long-distance threes snapped people out of this trance that was very negative towards women's basketball. Clark's not just playing well, she's changing minds and breaking stereotypes with every deep three she sinks. This impact goes beyond the court. Clark is becoming a household name, drawing new fans to the WNBA and sparking conversations about women's sports. She's not just a great player, she's a potential game changer for the entire league, and that's where the real pressure comes in. Can Clark live up to these massive expectations? Can she be the superstar the WNBA needs to take its next big leap? Looking ahead, Clark's future in the WNBA seems bright. She's projected to be the #1 overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, likely heading to the Indiana Fever. That's another layer of pressure. Being a top draft pick comes with its own set of expectations, especially for a player who's already making waves as a rookie. But Clark seems built for this. She's not just excelling on the court, she's making smart moves off it too. Sue Bird has noticed and she's impressed. Bird pointed out how Clark and her generation are approaching their careers differently. They now see these business opportunities and they jump at them. They're smart, they're strategic. It's a stark contrast to Bird's early days in the league, when players often focused solely on their game. Clark's business savvy could be a game changer for her and for the WNBA. She's positioning herself as more than just a basketball player. She's a brand, an influencer, a role model. This approach could open up new revenue streams and opportunities for growth, not just for Clark, but for the league as a whole. All of this adds up to unprecedented pressure for a rookie. Clark isn't just playing for herself or her team. She's playing for the future of women's basketball. Every game is a chance to prove that women's sports deserve more attention, more respect, and more investment. That's a heavy burden for anyone, let alone a rookie. But if anyone seems equipped to handle it, it's Caitlin Clark. Her college career was record-breaking, becoming the NCAA women's all-time leading scorer and leading the nation in points and assists. Now she's bringing that same level of excellence to the WNBA, and she's doing it with a confidence that belies her rookie status. The Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese debate isn't just about who's the best rookie, it's a sign that the WNBA is at a turning point. More people are watching and talking about women's basketball than ever before. The league's getting attention, and it's not just from die-hard fans. This newfound interest could change everything for the WNBA. We're talking about big money and big opportunities. The league's media rights deal is coming up for renewal, and it could be a game changer. Sue Bird thinks it's going to be huge. She said, once we see this media rights deal, assuming it's going to be what we all think it's going to be, you're going to see things dramatically change in the WNBA. What does that mean? Better pay for players, maybe more teams joining the league, and definitely more eyes on the game. It's not just about the players on the court anymore. It's about building a sustainable future for women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's part of this big picture. She's not just a rookie making waves. She's a potential superstar who could help take the WNBA to new heights. Bird knows how important Clark is. She talks about the pressure on Clark, saying, sometimes it feels like the weight of the WNBA is on her shoulders, but it's not just about Clark. The buzz around her and other rookies like Angel Reese is bringing new fans to the game. People who never watched women's basketball before are tuning in. They're seeing the skill, the competitiveness, and the excitement of the WNBA. This increased visibility is crucial for the league's growth. More viewers mean more sponsorship deals, better TV contracts, and more resources for teams and players. It's a cycle that could could help the WNBA grow in ways we've never seen before. Sue Bird sees Clark as a key part of this future. She's impressed by Clark's business smarts and how she's approaching her career. Bird notes that Clark and her generation are different. They're not just focused on playing ball, they're thinking about building their brands and creating opportunities off the court too. This approach could change the game for women's basketball. If players like Clark can become household names, it opens doors for the whole league. More endorsement deals, more media coverage, more respect for the women's game. It's all connected. The WNBA is looking at a future where it's not just a niche sport. It could be a major player in the sports world. Clark's expected to be the #1 draft pick for the Indiana Fever next year. That's going to be a big moment for the league. It's a chance to showcase its new star and attract even more attention. But it's not just about individual players. The league as a whole is on the rise. More college players are seeing the WNBA as a viable career option. The competition's getting fiercer, and the level of play is higher than ever. All of this makes for a more exciting product on the court. Off the court, the WNBA is making moves too. They're working on better marketing, more accessible games, and building stronger connections with fans. It's all part of a bigger plan to grow the league and secure its future. So when we talk about this Rookie of the Year race, we're really talking about the future of the WNBA. It's about more than just an award. It's about who's going to lead the league into this new era. Who's going to be the face of women's basketball as it reaches new heights.